Welcome to the Explainer, everyone. Let's jump right into the stark reality of digital trust. Whether you're running a business, leading an executive team, or freelancing, we live in a digital-first world. Ignoring your online footprint? Yeah, that's just not an option anymore. Today, we're breaking down how your online reputation is essentially your ultimate digital asset, and more importantly, how it's directly impacting your bottom line and your long-term career trajectory. Let's get into it. So, here's a critical question for every professional tuning in. What actually happens when your digital reputation precedes you? We used to have the luxury of making a first impression in person, a firm handshake, a sharp outfit, a great face-to-face pitch. Well, today, that handshake has been entirely outsourced to search engines. Get this. A staggering 93% of people say online reviews directly influence their buying decisions. Think about your own habits for a second. When was last time you booked a hotel, hired a contractor, or even bought a simple little gadget without checking the stars first? Over 9 out of 10 people are literally letting the internet dictate their wallets. It proves that the digital first impression is very often the absolute only one that matters. If you don't immediately communicate trust, you don't even get a shot at a second impression. And here's the really fascinating shift in how we actually build trust. 85% of consumers now trust online information just as much as a personal recommendation from a friend. We used to rely so heavily on word of mouth, right? If your best friend recommended a mechanic, you just went there, no questions asked. Now, your online presence carries the exact same weight as that lifelong friend. It's wild, but it's completely replaced or reinforced traditional word of mouth. Section 1. Hiring and consumer trust. Let's look at how this builds across real-world scenarios, from landing top-tier talent to capturing true consumer loyalty. You see, before you even walk into an interview or sit down to pitch a massive client, the evaluation has already begun. 70% of employers have already screened you through online searches. It's basically a silent background check. Recruiters and clients are typing your name into Google to see if the person sitting across from them matches the public perception living online. And the crucial point here, 60% of hiring managers will outright reject a candidate based entirely on a negative online presence. Imagine spending a decade building a flawless resume, getting the degrees, crushing your goals, only for a recruiter to spot a digital red flag on page 1 of Google. Boom, the resume goes straight into the trash. It doesn't matter what your actual qualifications are, your hard-earned experience can be completely eclipsed by a bad digital footprint. The consumer side? Just as unforgiving. 90% of people are reading reviews before they even think about visiting a business. They are sizing you up way before they ever pick up the phone or click add to cart. Your digital reputation isn't just background noise anymore. It's your very first sales pitch. And if that pitch is weak, well, the sale is lost before you even knew the prospect existed. Section 2. The cost of negativity. We know a positive reputation is vital, but let's agitate this a bit and look at the harsh, literal financial costs when your digital reputation takes a hit. Now, this number should make absolutely anyone sit up and pay attention. Just one single negative search result can cost you up to 22% of your potential business. One harmful article, or even one unresolved bad review, instantly erodes trust and slices off nearly a quarter of your conversions. It's a massive and, let's be honest, sometimes unfair penalty for something that might be entirely out of your direct daily control. And here's exactly why that single negative result is so incredibly damaging. The math is just not in your favor. Because negative content carries such a heavy psychological weight, it takes between 5 and 7 positive reviews just to offset the damage of a single negative one. Think about it, human beings just have this built-in negativity bias. We're biologically hardwired to look for threats or red flags to protect ourselves. So a bad review is going to stick in the mind way longer than a glowing 5-star rating. This really illustrates the sheer fragility of digital trust. 86% of people will hesitate to purchase from you if they see warning symbols or negative search results. Trust takes years of hard work to build, right? But online, it can be broken in literally seconds by a simple search query. And in business, that hesitation is the death of a sale. When we look at the bottom line impact, it's a super stark contrast. Positive reviews can drive a massive 270% conversion increase. But reputation damage, that can slash your revenue by 30% or more. Just imagine running a highly successful local business, and one unresolved dispute online suddenly causes your foot traffic to drop by a third. It's not vanity. A poor online image quite literally drains your bank account. Section 3. The power of page 1. So, why does this financial damage happen so fast and so decisively? Let's look at Google's absolute dominance. There's that old marketing joke, the best place to hide a dead body is page 2 of Google. And looking at the data, it's pretty much entirely true. 75% of users never scroll past the first page. Never. This means if a negative post, some outdated article, or a misleading forum complaint lives on page 1, it becomes absolute truth. For 3/4 of your audience, page 2 simply doesn't exist. The first 10 links they see completely dictate their entire reality of who you are. In fact, nearly half, 45% of a company's total reputation is entirely influenced by what appears right there in those immediate search engine rankings. Your Google results define your public image. I know, it almost feels unfair, right? You could have incredible customer service, amazing products, a fantastic workplace culture, but if your search engine visibility is dominated by negative content, well, that's the reality the public is going to accept. Section 4, reclaiming your online narrative. Okay, here is the good news. We can absolutely pivot from fear to empowerment by taking proactive control of this vital digital asset. Companies that actively build and monitor a strong online reputation, they aren't just playing defense, they're playing offense. They utilize trust as a growth multiplier, attracting 2 times more customers than those who just leave their reputation up to chance. A strong digital presence doesn't just protect you from a loss, it actively accelerates your success, turning you into a magnet for top talent and loyal clients. So, what does taking control actually look like? Well, it requires immediate, proactive steps. First up, deploy online monitoring tools so you know exactly what's being said about you in real time. Second, actively manage and respond to reviews, both the good and the bad, to show you're actually engaged and accountable. And, crucially, have a crisis recovery strategy ready before long-term damage sets in. Taking action early is the absolute key to preventing a minor issue from becoming a permanent stain on your page 1 results. As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one final provocative thought regarding your own personal or business brand. Ask yourself honestly, what exactly does your digital footprint say about you today? If a potential client or hiring manager typed your name into their browser right now, would they see the highly capable, trustworthy professional you are, or would they see something else? If your online image isn't reflecting your true professional value, taking action early is absolutely essential. Don't let outdated, inaccurate, or negative information dictate your future. You have the power to fix it. You can learn more about how to take proactive control and reclaim your narrative today by visiting www.clearmyname.org. Thanks for joining me on this explainer. Stay focused and go take control of your digital first impression.